Yes, Mr. Speaker, I have an amendment at the appropriate time.
Now would be the appropriate time. Could you just please use the LC number?
Okay, I introduce LC 000397-2. And essentially what this does is it adds on page 5, line 34, the language saying that any member of the House who has been removed by the Speaker or their designee and without their consent from a committee to which they have been appointed shall have the right to file an appeal with the Committee on Conduct within 15 days of removal. The committee shall hold a public hearing and decide such appeal within 30 days of the filing. The decision of the Committee on Conduct regarding the member's appointment will be the final ruling. If I may comment a little bit more.
Sure. Let's get the amendment in play.
Okay.
So you move the amendment and seconded. Leader Chippendale, Representative Nardone, Representative Place, Representative Papalakis, Representative Santucci. I said Quattrochi. I'm almost sure. If I didn't, I apologize. Say Representative Quattrochi, Representative Hopkins, Representative Roberts, and Representative Fascia. The bill's been moved and second. Now you can talk about it.
I just want, power is not an even sum game, and we give the speakership broad discretionary power in the internal confines of this chamber. This amendment does not speak to any individual in this chamber. It speaks to the way things are organized and the system we use going forward. And I'd like to make 3 points I believe it'll touch on. What this amendment does is it decentralizes the power of the Speaker and shifted some of the power to the House of Representatives. The second thing it does is it mitigates the chances of having chaotic confrontations amongst individuals in this chamber by enumerating a set process going forward. The third thing it does is it gives a representative a layer of due process where they can voice their grievances with fellow peers from this chamber going forward, and the conduct committee can rule on those grievances. And I think this is a good amendment. I think it's a necessary amendment, and I urge you all to support it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll go to Leader Chippendale, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This amendment is very plainly written, and it says exactly what it does. I think that it's only fair that in the House rules we have a mechanism that we as Americans enjoy every single day, which is the right to due process, guaranteed to us in the Bill of Rights by the Fifth Amendment and further in the 14th Amendment. We don't accuse individuals of a crime and without a trial or hearing, execute them or imprison them. And there's a good reason for that, because it would be wrong. That's why our Constitution has enshrined it in such a sacred place as the Bill of Rights as well as the 14th Amendment. And that's why it's the practice and the cornerstone of all legal proceedings in this nation. Anyone accused of something, of a crime, of a falling away from the rules, should have the same rights afforded to them as every American citizen does, especially a member of this body who not only represents their own voice, but represents about 14,000 Rhode Islanders who sent them here. So to stifle that voice without due process is offensive to the very nature of the fabric of our republic. I don't see this as really a very controversial amendment. I see it as a slam dunk and something that we should very easily be able to pass. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. Chairwoman Fogarty, please.
Thank you, Speaker. I consider this amendment to be very substantive in nature, and really it should have been filed as a separate bill so that everybody who sits on the Rules Committee could have debated this or at least looked at it versus putting it on the floor. By moving this and saying that your appointment would go to, say, the Conduct Committee, that's not their role. It is the Speaker who makes the consistency of a committee. And that's what's going to start this week, and it doesn't go into the Conduct Committee. So again, I think it's too substantive. I think this should have been a bill that should have been put in front of my committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Representative Newberry, please.
Just 2 quick points. First, as we know, we have a rule that if a bill is put in front of a committee and it's not voted out of committee, it can't be put in as an amendment on the floor, which means you can't get a vote on it, but that's beside the point. The reason this is here is not because, our rules give the speaker power over committees. We can debate whether that's good or bad, that's a separate discussion. But the reason this is in here is because we had an incident, let's talk about it, a few years back where a member was publicly punished. And I'm not going to get into the merits of it or whatever, I thought it was inappropriate, but whatever. A member was publicly punished by having themselves removed from a committee and they had no recourse. So my question is, why do we have the Committee on Conduct at all? Why not just get rid of it? It's never met, I think. I know, we all know why it was created. It was created because of some online discourse back in 2017, 18, something like that. But I don't think it's ever met. So let's just dispense with the Committee on Conduct and the fig leaf that it is, or let's actually use it. This is an attempt to use it. That incident a few years ago is a perfect example of something that should have gone to that committee, and this is a good amendment. It doesn't have to be in front of a committee for people to understand it. It's a simple question.
Thank you. Representative Nardone, please.
Mr. Speaker, Representative Newberry stole my thunder.
He does that a lot for everybody,
Yes,
not just you.
But as he said, I just want to reiterate, we have a finance committee to take, look at the budget. We have a judiciary committee to look at laws. The conduct committee is there to review codes of conduct, which is in a lot of circumstances based on interpretation. So why not use, like Rep. Newberry said, use the conduct committee for what it was formed? Because to the best of my knowledge, they haven't met once. As far as I could see, and to look back, I did. Thanks.